increments are in 4 clear areas. One, railways. The railways has enough projects to absorb the additional capital expenditure. The second is highways. They have adequate projects running to absorb this capital expenditure. The third is states, 30,000 crores. Now, yes, that there will always be a challenge, but I think the states are gearing up now. This 2 years of this experiment has helped them to improve their spending capacity. And we are also seeing an uptick in the second half of this year on the state capital expenditure. So I'm reasonably confident that the states will absorb the 1,30,000 that has been provided. And the other big item on the central side is the petroleum capital expenditure, which is for retrofitting of refineries to meet emission standards and pollution standards, and partly for augmenting our strategic reserves. So these, I'm quite confident that we'll meet the expenditure targets. Please.
Tarun Sharma from Z Business. मैम जो डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट का जो टारगेट है वो 65,000 से 50,000 किया है और नेक्स्ट ईयर का 51,000 किया है. तो मैम इससे हम ये समझें कि जो दो गवर्नमेंट बैंक का जो प्राइवेटाइजेशन होना था और
जैसा कि आपको विदित है कि डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट तो मार्केट कंडीशंस और कई चीज़ों से निर्भर करता है, तो उस हिसाब से जो प्रैक्टिकल और प्रूडेंट टारगेट है वो रखा गया है.
From the New Indian Express. Ma'am, what was the need to lower effective tax rate for high income group at this point in time? And also tax collection at source has been increased from 5% to 20% on overseas tour package. So what is the reason behind this massive increase?
See, the tour packages are generally taken by people whose effective tax rate is certainly more than 30%. So if we are charging them 20% TDS, I don't think it is high. We have, our attempt always has been to charge TDS at more or less similar rates, if not exactly the same rates. So that answers your question number one. Question number two on, I think you are referring perhaps to surcharge, which has been reduced. Well, our rates, the highest tax rates in our country were amongst the highest, even more than, some of the developed countries. And so, in any case, it was introduced as an interim measure, and so that has now been reduced, so that the effective tax rate, highest effective tax rate becomes 39%.
I'd just like to supplement that. There is a consistent theme, if you see, both on the new tax regime and on the changes that you're seeing in this budget, that the move is towards lower rates, but fewer avoidance measures and exemptions. So if you look at high net worth individuals, there are a number of tax avoidance removal measures in this budget, along with the reduction in surcharge. So if you look at market-linked debentures, if you look at very high value insurance policies, and a few other measures. So the marginal rate is coming down, but some of the devices used predominantly by those in that highest marginal tax rate are also being rationalized. So it's not necessarily a net reduction, it is a reduction from a high marginal rate inducing certain avoidance devices to a lower marginal rate with fewer opportunities to avoid.
Have you heard? Mr. Beast is trying to raise funds for his business where he's looking for a unicorn valuation. We asked experts that used to work for firms like McKinsey & Company and Ernst & Young to crunch some numbers, and they concluded that the combined value of all of Mr. Beast's businesses will be worth over $2.5 billion sometime in year 2023. You heard right. By the end of 2023, Mr. Beast will be a 25-year-old with 250 million subscribers and a net worth of over $2.5 billion. But Mr. Beast had a humble start. He didn't have any advantage that you don't. In this video, I'll completely reverse engineer Mr. Beast's YouTube strategy to share